Get ready for the next battle, ladies and gentlemen, they, them, to everyone else in between. My name is SPF Dark. We're coming at you live here at the CCA, bringing you our second match of the night. Now, before I get too ahead of myself, I'm here joined by a lovely friend of mine.
It's me, it's Nito, and it's yet another RIT match. This time we got Tiger Sharks against we Aquatic Little Creatures from Purdue West Lafayette. A great matchup for us, getting ready for us. We Aquatic Little Creatures looking to close off their season with a win. RIT getting themselves closer to ending that season. I know a few teams are a bit behind. Don't ask about UNL, but don't ask about my team. But we're catching up right now.
Yeah, a very important thing to note here. I'm not sure how much they spoke about this from the last game earlier today, but this is our week 5's game. So after today, at least for We Aquatic Little Creatures, anyways, they're done for the rest of the season, and they're pretty much gonna wait out to see what the results are of the next week's matches, which are our makeup games, if I remember correctly, see how those play out, and then that will dictate whether or not they potentially make it through to playoffs or not. So this game, very important for We Aquatic Little Creatures, I'm going to be completely honest.
And it looks like RIT is coming in with a bit of momentum, coming off a 4-0 victory against Champlain College, looking to continue that momentum. We Aquatic Little Creatures looking to come back after losing to the Aeronautics 2-4. Things are getting ready just a second as we get started for Game 1, which is going to be Splat Zones on Mahi Mahi Resorts.
Now, Mahi Mahi Resort, a very, very contested map, from what so many people have said so far. Some people like it, some people hate it, depending on what you play or run. Most of the time, you're probably not going to like it. But a very interesting thing that I'm very much a big fan of is the double range blaster, as I am a blaster player myself, so I'm very much excited to see this game.
And I also see it's Tennis-Sorella out here. That's going to be a nice pickup, especially if you want to keep that Inkzuka with you. Inkzuka being one of those hot specials nowadays. I know there's a lot of talk surrounding it, but it's certainly something nice to have. But that Tennis-Sorella is going to bring some more value to the table of We Aquatic Little Creatures as they go off to a strong start, already up to 70 points remaining. A great job here by the Range Blaster covering these ledges. That's something you're going to want to see a lot from this Range Blaster as things continue.
And a very well placement from that tent to sort of just keep Tiger Sharks back a bit and sort of stall it on just for a little bit to see exactly how Aquatic Creatures can hold this for this long. The Range Blaster just keeping a hold of mid, just sort of standing back to see exactly how the rest of the opponents are going to sort of file in, line up, and see where exactly they can try and get picks, and getting a few picks they seem to be having as they're just pushing them up slowly and forward.
Slowly and forward indeed, but We Aquatic Little Creatures still holding on to the lead now, 30 points remaining, getting themselves ever so close to that KO. Here comes the Sniper Rider, here comes a few more specials from the side of RIT. The Tiger Sharks are looking to get things going for their team. They've got control of the zone, they've actually got 2 players, 3 players down now. It's all left to the Sniper Rider, who's going to just jump out actually. Gets them up to 97 points remaining. A bit of breathing room with these penalty points, but what We Aquatic Little Creatures showing to be very dominant on the defensive side so far.
Most definitely, that split-second flip from Tiger Sharks managed to keep them in this game for a little bit longer to try and potentially retake and rehold for a more solid time around this time. And as Inkzuka flushes the rest of their party members out back, letting Tiger Sharks move up, move faster, try and keep this momentum going as they get another pick after pick. They seem to get the momentum going, and they manage to flip the zone. But no, the Range Master and the Telemeter are in the back line, causing mayhem. Oh wow!
If the team play doesn't get any better than that, now you get a Tiger Sharks team that's a little scrambled out on the zone. That We Aquatic Little Creatures steps up to the plate. They're working one by one, taking them out one by one, and it's working to perfection here. We Aquatic Little Creatures quickly getting back on zone control. Those penalty points are going down very quickly as well. They've actually got one special online now. It's going to be very perilous for We Aquatic Little Creatures, who now goes down 2 players. This could be it for the RIT, who can get another shot at the zone, and they do by capturing it and getting some more points on the table.
Definitely a no beta right there. It was pretty much do or die for We Aquatic Little Creatures right there, but no, they managed to Tiger Sharks managed to hold strong and managed to push them out and get these picks in order to get the momentum going, building that forward push and just keeping them out from the zone to try and hopefully get as much points as they can as we hit the 2-minute mark of this game.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes left in the matchup, and we've already seen Tiger Sharks going down 2 players. They still holding on to the zone for now, but now there's 3 players down. The Junior's the only one left that could take this zone by themselves, but that's going to be a very difficult matchup here as We Aquatic Little Creatures, 4 players strong, takes out that Junior as a Fisto on a Sniper Rider, doing a very excellent job here painting. This is one of their keys to victory, as you'll see later. One of their keys to victory was painting efficiently. They're doing it very well. As you can see, a sea of blue right in front of us as We Aquatic Little Creatures clears those penalty points.
Yeah, one thing for these blasters is that they need a lot of paint to work with in order to do well, and if your team isn't putting out enough paint for you to let you move forward, you can't actually do your job. And as you can see right now, this is Rain Blaster from Tiger Sharks just can't get in, can't do as much work as Aquatic Little Creatures blasters can, and that just ends up getting a very solid, secure victory on game 1.
Well, that's pretty solid here. If you're a Purdue fan watching this is exactly what you want to see on game 1. We Aquatic Little Creatures basically never lets RIT get a piece of the zone. Maybe when they go 2-3 down, little numbers disadvantage, but apart from that, the whole game, it's just we keep them suppressed, we keep them silent, we keep them in their own spawn. That's it. That's all we need to do. Mm-hmm. And Tiger Sharks just hasn't found the counter yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely. One thing you mentioned earlier from We Aquatic Creatures specifically is that one of their keys of victory is painting efficiently. And like I mentioned before, with the blaster on your team, you gotta make sure you have the proper amount of paint, or else you can't do your job. And as you can see, even though both teams ran a relatively similar comp, the team that actually managed to keep their paint output decently high, that set up their blaster player to move forward, get the picks, get even all the way into the back line to harass just pretty much the entire team, just causing that momentum shift to keep going in their favor. Even if they did manage to lose their footing here and there a few times, that just worked really well into their favor.
Okay, into their favor indeed. We're going to look at more of the keys to victory here. Tiger Sharks looking for aggressive pairing and positioning. That's one thing I was going to note earlier. There's an excellent pairing to be made here. I remember scrimming against Tiger Sharks. The range blaster is absolutely the one thing you want to watch for if you're currently spectating, because once they can pair up with that rapid blaster, there's no telling what they can do here. It's similar to Purdue, and Tiger Sharks just has a very deadly combination waiting to happen there. They got to play, feel, and show confidence. Things were a little shaky there, but I do notice the patience on their side. So they're working on those keys to victory, but so far, We Aquatic Little Creatures still holding strong.
Most definitely. Technically, by the scoring standards right here, Tiger Sharks would be considered the underdogs, considering they're sitting at a 1-2 score right now, versus We Aquatic Little Creatures, who are sitting at a 2-2 score right now. So it's still shaky to figure out which team is actually on paper better. But looking at specifically the scores, Tiger Sharks are definitely the underdogs here. But I know they can sort of focus up and get mentally ready and prepare themselves for the rest of these games. And we're heading into our game number 2, which is Tower Control on Inkblot Art Academy.
Tower Control Inkblot, one of the favorites for all counterpick fans. Definitely something to watch for. I know for one thing, We Aquatic Little Creatures has an opportunity to continue some of these defensive holdouts. There's a lot of spots, especially the plat right next to this second checkpoint. That's what you're going to want to keep in mind as we head into game 2 of this set. As you said, Tower Control on Inkblot Art Academy. Most of the same. We actually see the Rapid Blaster come out, and that's also heavy edit on their side on We Aquatic Little Creatures. We're going to see the Order Shot come out.
Most definitely. A very surprising comp change from Tiger Sharks, but I'm excited to see exactly how they're going to use these weapons to their most advantage, especially the heavy edit. A weapon you kind of see outclassed by the pencil, so to bring this out means you got to show at least some confidence with how you handle the weapon. But already, Tiger Sharks are down 2 players as we Aquatic just having a very great opening gambit, already contesting that first checkpoint.
And we're back with the Aquatic little creatures and their defensive dominance here as we see them hard to get past checkpoint 1. The Slosher is going to try to make a move on the Sniper Rider. Does go down very quickly there. But Electronic with the Crab holding on strong. Gonna have to move out of the tower, but they've already made it to the second checkpoint and we haven't gone a minute into the matchup. This is a huge showing from the Aquatic little creatures, but they do go 3 down. Number 4 trading with the Slosher. Does that rapid blaster or the range blaster go down?
Oh, a phenomenal trade by that range blaster, as right now both teams are gearing up for just a true to the form reset as Specials comes out to try and flush Aquatic creatures back a bit, and flush they do as they get their own cooler to try and contest this push. But no, both teams have 1 player down. They're just desperately trying to fight over control, and we Aquatic little creatures seems to flip that fight in mid and already pushing it back into their favor.
And Tiger Sharks going 3 down. That's huge for Aquatic little creatures, who continues to play more I noticed that they're just playing more patiently, waiting for these opportunities to happen to them. And my goodness, are these opportunities happening? There's already 1 player going down. That's the Rapid Blaster, which is what Tiger Sharks is going to want to look for in these pair-ups. But they've already gone down. 2 players going down for the Aquatic little creatures. Tiger Sharks has an opportunity to come back here, get some more points on the board, maybe get themselves up to checkpoint 1.
Sitting back at neutral once again, we Aquatic little creatures are trying to keep this momentum going in the favor, but it seems to backfire on them a bit as 3 goes down from Aquatic little creatures. Tiger Sharks has the advantage right now and has the opportunity to try and get that first checkpoint, potentially even get second checkpoint depending on how they play out these specials as they're pushing into their plat fast.
And it's going to be a huge push here. They've got the cooler, they've got the jet, they've got 2 players down. We Aquatic little creature looking in a little bit of trouble. Can they get someone back on the tower? That's going to be huge. The Aquatic little creatures actually get someone on the tower. Now it's going to be Electronic making the challenge. Electronic goes down. Now it's Fickle making a challenge. And someone goes down on Tiger Sharks, but Tiger Sharks have already taken the lead. That heavy edit is weak. Goes down. Tiger Sharks gets the lead. Aquatic little creatures gets the last laugh here.
Oh, what a chaotic few seconds that was. Only brought to you by the funny special we call Tacticooler, as now both things are resetting back to neutral. Aquatic little creatures have their own Tacticooler at the ready to try and push in and at least contest this hold for mid. But no, it seems to Tiger Shark seems to be proving too strong for them right now as they get 3 down once again, having the momentum shift back into their favor.
It's still in their favor. Tiger Sharks continue to hold on as we see Lucky trying to pop up a few specials, maybe get themselves closer into that Slosher range. But here comes the cooler again, here comes the Jets again. It worked out so well for them the first time, but Veckel goes down, the Jet goes down as well. A pistol with a great snipe there from the Sniper Rider. We Aquatic little creatures not going down without a fight as they prevent another big, what could have been another big push from the Tiger Sharks. They're currently holding on strong, but We Aquatic little creatures continues to show some of their defensive prowess here, except it's on the other end now. Tiger Shark still holds on to the lead. Those Tri-Strikes are going to come out very soon here. You know it. Here comes a pop. Here comes a Trizuka here. And 1 player going down from Tiger Sharks. This could be the end of this push for now.
And as we head into this final minute of this game, one thing I want to point out that might be very important for contention is that We Aquatic little creatures still have that second checkpoint up while Tiger Sharks don't. Typically, what I kind of see with this map most specifically is that whoever breaks that second checkpoint first into the plat kind of dictates the tempo and the pacing for the rest of this game. And right now, Tiger Sharks seem to have such a strong control over the pacing as they get 2 of Aquatic little creatures down, potentially a 3rd from this trade. No! Oh, they do get that 3rd. This seems to be danger territory for We Aquatic little creatures.
Oh my goodness! Now it's starting to be a little bloodbath here in mid. You see teams trading picks over and over again. There's already 2 players down for Tiger Sharks. We Aquatic little creatures has a huge opportunity here as you see Clover trying to make their way up. That's going to be a huge position to take there with the Rapid Blaster. If they can hold on to that, that would be huge. 10 seconds left on the clock. Here comes the Tacticooler. going to give them a bit of a boost. This is going to be very close as we go to 50 points remaining. Only one player left. Electronic on the dualies has to make a miracle play here, but Tiger Sharks holds it down and takes game 2.
What a game. True to what they said, Tiger Sharks, they managed to recover from that first game, do the mental reset, play, feel, and show confidence that they did, and they managed to take this second game by just slowing down a little bit, letting we aquatic little creatures just push up a little bit too aggressively, punish it, and strike back twice as hard.
I mean, this is a completely different matchup than I saw from Game 1. Game 1 seemed to be a warm-up for Tiger Sharks because now I'm looking at a team that's so... They're playing patiently, they're playing confident. This is a team that knows that they can get themselves back in the game whenever they need to. Now they're making good on their keys to victory, and I'm all in for this set. This is going to be one heck of a next 5 matches. It could go to game 5. I could go to game 7. Who knows? We'll see what we got ahead of us as we go into our next matchup. Is going to be Rainmaker on Sturgeon Shipyard.
Oh yeah, Sturgeon Shipyard, a very contested map specifically. A lot of people, the geometry of this map is kind of awkward depending on what you play. With both these teams running blasters, I wouldn't be surprised if they do not bring any blasters here. There's a lot of edges and just sort of corners that you could just kind of hug and hide and just play around in order to just deny the enemy team from moving past that. So I definitely expect to see a blaster of some kind here. But as for the rest of their team composition, I genuinely don't know if that heavy is going to stay here or not.
It's a tough decision to make, especially with how well this Night Rider has been playing on We Aquatic Little Creatures side, on Purdue's side. There is I believe less of an incentive to bring out that heavy-headed just because of how fast Night Rider comes out. So maybe they go back to another charger. Maybe we'll see something like that happen. They're obviously going to keep the range blaster because this is one heck of a map to do it. I mean, we've got a bunch of ledges. This is a Tri-Slosher map, which, I mean, if it were me, then I'm pulling out Tri-Slosher, but of course the world isn't perfect. That is a joke. That, by the way, no blaster mains. Don't worry. I know one player from Demo IHOPs here. I'm not talking about blaster.
I will say that as a blaster player myself, I definitely would want to run a blaster here on Sturgeon Shipyard. I absolutely love just being able to abuse the such wide ranging, wide hitting shots that just to play around these corners and be extra frustrating. Blaster on Rainmaker though, it's a little bit of contested though, because specifically depending on which blaster you bring, a lot of the power from like the sub that the blaster has could really go up with being able to throw the bomb to instantly detonate on the Rainmaker shield. So with something like a range blaster would probably just be a little bit better over something like an S-Blast, considering Burst Bound, it already has an instant detonation, while being able to instantly detonate a suction bomb kind of has a bit more value, as well as just extra popping power for whichever team ends up taking it.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a matchup where any team that I think any team that possesses that paint control gets a lot of opportunities to, and especially with Purdue and how they've been able to pull out the blaster. This is going that paint control is going to be huge, because now that means you can enable the blaster to do whatever you need. We're going to see what both teams come out with. Here comes the Stamper actually from Tiger Sharks. But the range blast is going to stay on. They actually go, they're going to go anchorless, keeping the Tenta Sorella umbrella here. That might be their anchor here, but Tiger Sharks trying to come up with a new approach to this.
Yeah, definitely. Depending on who you ask, that tent definitely is the anchor for We Aquatic Little Creatures. But already, Tiger Sharks got their first pop and already looking, searching, hunting for any picks that they can get right now. But no, it seems like they get 2 right off the bat. We Aquatic Little Creatures forced to back up and respect as they're they already in their courtyard. Oh wow!
Oh my goodness, and they've got two people going to that right pedestal. Now we've got what we aquatic little creatures. They don't know where to look because now we have players on each pedestal. They're gonna pull a little sneaky play here. I want to see a cheeky play even, because now Tiger Sharks has Neon behind a pistol. That could have been a huge pick, but Veckel cleans it up with the Tennisorella brother. Lucky being forced to back up here. Maybe try a sneaky play, but they do back up all the way over to mid. That was already a huge opening push from Tiger Sharks. And a great way to get the attention separated. Oh my goodness, that was one heck of a push to begin with.
Yeah, I'm still speechless over that opening push. Two players went on one right side, the other two went on the other side. It seems like even though they had such a strong opening, they're struggling just a little bit to try and hold this contention here and over in mid, as we aquatic little creatures have 3 in mid against the Tiger Sharks 2 players right now. With the Range Blaster poking and trying to get a pick, it seems that they failed at the attempt. As we aquatic little creatures on the back foot now, as Tiger Sharks have Cooler up, they have Rainmaker. They're looking to try and extend their lead as much as they can.
Oh my goodness, I'm seeing the gameplay here from Tiger Sharks. Here's Electronic on the sniper's position, and then Tiger Sharks moves quickly to take down Aquatic. This is huge moves here from Tiger Sharks. Look at how much they're protecting the Rainmaker with like 3 players around him. This is huge stuff from Tiger Sharks. That is incredible, as they might be able to pick up the Rainmaker here. Here's a few tri-strikes coming out. They're actually able to pick up the Rainmaker, but it goes down very quickly. Aquatic little creatures able to stop that before anything bigger happens.
Just absolutely locking in. Tiger Sharks are already showing up a very phenomenal opening push, or not opening push, but opening gameplay. As we're barely, excuse me about that, and we're already heading barely at the halfway point of this game. We've caught little creatures taking it slow right now and trying to get their paint back into control, getting sort of trying to flush out Tiger Sharks bit by bit, as with Tour up, unfortunate bomb. That's 2 down for Weird Card Little Creatures, as they just got cooler, which is not what we want to see at this moment.
Not what you want to see at all. Here comes Aquatic little creatures with all the power loader. And there's 3-2. Going down by Veckel plus an assist. This is huge stuff here from Aquatic little creatures, who gets themselves quickly to the left pedestal, just like Tiger Sharks did. The question is, can they send someone upwards? All they need to do is push it just a little bit past that pedestal, and they can get themselves into the lead. This could be it. Here comes the cooler. Here comes the crab. Here comes 3 players down on the side of Tiger Sharks. Clover has an almost wide open one, but here comes Neon with the Trizuka from the side, able to stop it at 45. Aquatic little creatures with the lead, but it's heavily contested now by Tiger Sharks.
This aggression just does not stop, as Aquatic little creatures with their constant coolers are going in, pushing forward, hurrying forward, going inch by inch, taking it all the way down to 29. Tiger Sharks are struggling to try and flush them out, and they just barely managed to able to do it. 1 minute 30 seconds remaining. This is looking a bit dire for Tiger Sharks, as they gotta take it all the way down to at least 28 points, which at that point, if you have an opening to take it to 28 points, you might as well be able to have an opening to get a potential knockout. But no, we're caught little creatures holding mid strong and keeping Tiger Sharks tame.
Gosh, I'm loving how they're using the 10 here, especially with that push on the left side of the map. This is, I'm sure your Inkling Technology of Purdue of days old is watching this and smiling, because oh my goodness, that is old school Purdue there. Here comes Veckel and Pistol and Clover. They're waiting to pick up this Rainmaker. They don't have to pick it up. They've already got the lead here. They just have to wait for Tiger Sharks to make a few mistakes, which they do. They've already got 1 player down. This could be 2. That's a dangerous spot for the Rainmaker, though, as a Pistol is able to evade the stamp, the zip caster from the stamp. A Pistol holding on to the Rainmaker. That's less time Tiger Sharks has with it. Oh, they actually gets a pick as well. Excellent defense here from a Pistol, who does eventually go down.
This is a very dangerous situation right now for Tiger Sharks. 30 seconds remaining, 3 players on their side. As both teams are resetting back to neutral, they gotta make a pretty much a miracle play right now to be able to take this Rainmaker from mid, push it, and pretty much win practically 2 team fights in order to get all the way down to 28 points. But with Cooler at the ready, it seems like they're going to be looking to try and win this first team fight right now as they pick up the Rainmaker as we head into overtime.
Overtime, this is going to be the biggest part of the match here. 2 specials already ready from We Aquatic Little Creatures. Here comes Igzuka, who was able to do so much damage earlier. Doesn't find those strikes don't find a home there. Where Tiger Sharks quickly running out of time. They're already getting to the halfway point of that overtime clock. A Pistol, Electronic, and Veckel. Watch for Electronic. Might be able to pull off a sneaky play here from the Great. And a Pistol coming in with the zap. This could be huge. Electronic gets the last laugh here. Tiger Sharks goes down. Aquatic Little Creatures hold on to the lead.
Oh, what a showing that game was as well. A phenomenal opening by Tiger Sharks, just contesting both checkpoints at the same time. Not something you actually see at all, really. So I'm pretty sure the Aquatic Little Creatures were caught off guard by that sort of simultaneous contention right there, which got them the opening lead, but it just wasn't enough as we Aquatic Little Creatures managed to hold strong, take their time, play the match to the literal fullest to eventually win out this game.
Oh man, this. Now we're going into Clam Blitz on Robo Ramen. I don't know what to think now. I remember game 2. We're talking about this is a different game than what we were promised game 1. Now we're in game 4, and all of a sudden I'm thinking this. I mean, goodness, Tiger Sharks at some points in the match they look like they're a dark horse to get themselves into a deep playoff run, and then We Aquatic Little Creatures comes in and says, no, we're still in this one, and we need to remind you very quickly. And I don't know what to think. Now we're getting into game 4. This is Clam Blitz, Robo Ramen. I think this goes either way. I mean, goodness.
Yeah, it was definitely. These teams have just been trading game after game after game. It hasn't been a straight victory for either one of these teams at all. Like the past 2 games, at the very least, have gone into overtime in sort of one-way contention for either side. So this game's up in the air. But a little fun fact about this map mode here specifically, it's a very highly contested map mode in terms of the CCA and where these matches tend to end up.
Oh, don't even remind me. This is apparently, according to the stats brought to us by the awesome stat experts over at CCA, this is one of the lower scoring Clam Blitz maps. So we're just I'm mentally preparing for this to go either way. I've seen a lot of neutral battles in these last few games. So Clam Blitz on Robo Ramen, we're starting to head into caution territory.
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of what I see in Clam Blitz games is really just a 4-minute constant play for neutral, and leading into a 1-minute just chaotic scramble of everyone like constantly dying, trading, using specials, pushing back and forth until someone ends up to miraculously get one power clam in and getting the only score in the game, thus winning this game. So this could go either way. It just new weapons left and right just keep popping out.
Okay, now we're going to see a Tenesorella Ditto match here. Both teams have already brought out a Tenebrella. That's a surprising pick. I wasn't expecting Tiger Sharks to come out with something like this. I fully expect Purdue to come out with something like this, though, as we see. But this is the neutral battle we were going to be talking about. We're already seeing some players going down in mid here. Both teams trading picks here. I mean, this is textbook Robo Ramen Clam Blitz, I think. Vekkel being forced to back up just a little bit more. Again, does use that range to their advantage. This is... Yeah, I mean, look, there's both teams on either side fighting each other off. This is textbook Robo Ramen.
You know, with something like this happening, you gotta ask yourself, like, whether or not something like this happening is whether because the map was made that good that both teams just cannot get a good advantage over each other, or if it was just really not meant for this mode specifically, which means it's a poor map for this mode. But earlier you saw Aquatic Little Creatures, they got 2 down, but you know, both teams are still at mid, and 3 players are down in total. This could lead into a push for Aquatic Little Creatures, but we're just exactly how Tiger Sharks can hold this off, as we're already a minute and a half into this game.
We're back at the same situation I was talking about earlier. Actually, no, wait, no. Vekkel goes down. So now we have some good slots for gameplay to look forward to. But Lucky goes down. Electronic, we're credited with that pick. Retro has. I saw a nice little pick from Retro earlier with the Trizuka. Doesn't get one here, but so far we're looking at 2 power clans for Tiger Sharks. And we have aquatic little creatures looking at one. Electronic might be able to use this crab here to get a pick or so, but Clover does actually. Here comes Looking goes down as well. This could be big for White Aquatic Little Creatures who's looking for the opening. And here comes the Trizuka. Here comes another pick. A Pisto, bring out the cooler. You know a push is going to come soon from Weird Aquatic Little Creatures. Once a Pisto comes out with the cooler, can we see them get themselves past that cooler though? It's going to be very difficult. Maybe Lucky there at the side gets another pick. There's 2 picks. Here's the Power Clam that doesn't go. That other one did go in actually. A Pisto, actually someone on the Aquatic Little Creatures gets the throw there. A Pisto backing up, giving some jumps for Aquatic Little Creatures. Now 80 points remaining for the Aquatic Little Creatures.
With how this game has been very just back and forth already, and we're at the halfway point. The cards are in Weird Aquatic Little Creatures right now. They can practically set the tempo for the rest of this game and just stall out Tiger Sharks as much as they can in order to deny them any points at all, since they got the first clam basket in. If the game time ends right now, they have games. So as long as they can keep Tiger Sharks pushed back, keep Tiger Sharks at bay, and just deny them from any entryway, you know, they're sitting pretty right now, but no, they're slowly getting pushed back further and further by Tiger Sharks.
And I'm glad I don't have to start talking about overtime rules, but that's 3 Power Clams that they're going to have to juggle, or Tiger Sharks is going to have to juggle. Actually, if one already expired, the other one might expire as well. They still have 3 with the Super Clam dropped off at the basket, so there's still some opportunity here, and here's a big push. There is 2 Power Clams in the basket for Tiger Sharks. Retro able to jump out very quickly there. Lucky might be able to get it back on Veckel. At least give them some time, or at least give Tiger Shark some time in. Lucky does. Nice little pick there. 60 points remaining. Who needs crack and cheese when you have a 10 umbrella that can get you there and do this exact same thing? My goodness, a good, huge push here from Tiger Sharks.
Giving Weird Aquatic Little Creatures the left-right mix-up. They just completely broke their ankles, keeping them busy on the front side, while one of their players managed to flank from behind and get a jump in order to score those 2 Power Clams. A very smart play, actually, for a solid game like this. And right now, as we head to the final minute, things are seeming to revert back to neutral, as even though 2 went down for Tiger Sharks, Weird Aquatic Little Creatures still have to push it mid, still have to collect clams, as right now they're sitting with only 1 clam in total when I said that at the very least. So this looks like to be a very dire situation for Weird Aquatic Little Creatures.
And we see 3 Aquatic Little Creatures. Another one again! Oh my goodness! Now they're clear with the penalty points. They've already got Neon up there as well with the Trizuka. I think they both went down, Retro and Neon there, but if they can keep pulling this off, maybe we'll get some more action on this Rebel Ramen match. We need to see Weird Aquatic Little Creatures, though, needs to make a move here, because overtime is quickly approaching. We might not even get overtime, because so far Tiger Shark still holds the lead. That's 5 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a huge opening push. If they can get that Power Clam in, can they do it? Yes, they can. Oh, Clark misses it, but they're able to pick it back up. This could be huge. That's 2 Power Clams, and that's the lead from Weird Aquatic Little Creatures, who sneaks it by in the nick of time.
Oh, wow! Tiger Sharks, they pretty much had that game with being able to flank behind Weird Aquatic Little Creatures not once, but 2 times. It was practically game for them, but no, the just sheer pressure from Weird Aquatic Little Creatures caused Tiger Sharks to falter at the very last moment, causing them to score those 2 Power Clams, giving them just the 10-point lead, which ends up giving them the game. Oh, wow.
I mean, okay, now I'm talking. I was talking about a game 7 earlier. Now, Weird Aquatic Little Creatures is on match point. I mean, and now we're going back to Splat Zones, which is a mode Purdue did so well on game 1. So now it's like, now we gotta slow ourselves down. This could be do or die for Purdue, because this is again a mode that did very well on game 1, but our Tiger Sharks held firm. They were strong that whole matchup until we got here. So I don't know. I'm gonna hold my breath for this one. Yeah, no,
I definitely want to remind the folks at home right now to about We Aquatic Little Creatures right now. They are sitting at a 2-2 score right now. After tonight's game, they are done for the rest of the season, and the fate of whether or not they make playoffs will solely depends on how the rest of the team in their group does. So as long as they can win, if they can win tonight's game right here, right now, that means they have a very solid chance of making it into playoffs. But if this game goes to Tiger Sharks, playoffs are pretty much kind of shattered for We Aquatic Little Creatures. So they have all the pressure right now in order to try and win this and stop Tiger Sharks from stealing this victory. As much as the Tiger Sharks has the sort of pressure building them on them to try and take this game, to try and potentially win, get at least a second chance of playing their next game, or not playing their next game, playing their next set in order to try and potentially make it to playoffs.
Oh, and this is why I think this group is rough, because if Tiger Sharks loses, that means they're down 1-3, and I honestly think just from this gameplay alone, I want to see Tiger Sharks in the playoffs. Like, let's give them a wild card spot. Why not? But yeah, like you said, We Aquatic Little Creatures can win this one and get themselves even closer to a playoff spot, because Splatlanders has it locked in, I think, no matter what. I mean, if they win their next matchup, which would be their only missing matchup, which would be against California Rollers, and that's basically that they've locked it in. But oh my goodness, we're waiting for this one. This one is going to be huge for We Aquatic Little Creatures and Tiger Sharks, who can at least pull off the spoiler role and give Purdue a little bit of trouble here.
And one thing I do want to point out, judging based off what the voices in my head had told me, is that Tiger Sharks, the 2 losses Tiger Sharks had this season were from a Game 7 scenario. So they aren't out of this yet if history wants to repeat itself once again. Even if this game ends up going to a loss, on paper, they should be able to take this to a Game 7, in which, by that point, We Aquatic Little Creatures might crack under the pressure and might end up losing the game. So we're going to see exactly how this next game is going to go. This is a very important and very vital for the Temple for the rest of this set here and now.
Here and now is going to be the key, because We Aquatic Little Creatures currently holds match point. They can win this one and walk away with a 3-2 record, but Tiger Sharks still on the cusp of what is statistically an upset here, as Tiger Sharks pulls out a similar comp from Millie. It actually got the squeezer out now, so they continue to hold that Trizuka, and Retro opting for a more mobile weapon, as We Aquatic Little Creatures opting for the same comp we've seen earlier. The Tenebell is here to stay. One player already going down from Tiger Sharks. One player going down for Aquatic Little Creatures as well. A Vista going down from the other Sniper Rider on Tiger Sharks.
Both teams are just play a constant game of neutral right now, as they're just trying to leverage any advantage they can over one another. And even though We Aquatic Little Creatures managed to have a constant player down or two, Tiger Sharks still haven't managed to capture point yet. They're still struggling to outpay a pencil in order to try and flip the zone, but no, they're holding strong. We Aquatic Little Creatures barely managed to lose this zone, as now things are swinging into Tiger Sharks' favor, and they're starting to push We Aquatic Little Creatures back.
Oh man, here comes Tiger Sharks. This is almost the reversal of what we saw last match. Tiger Sharks is starting to hold down the fort here, holding with a defensive holdout, and an extra help from that bomb. They're able to pick out 2 players. Feckle on the Tenebella, forced to try to do something here with this shield, but it quickly goes down. A bomb pressure there, doing very well to take out that tent. So Tiger Sharks still holding on, already down to 40 points remaining. This is a huge holdout actually for Tiger Sharks.
This seems like a reverse from the first game, you know? We Aquatic Little Creatures had such strong paint control in the first game, causing Tiger Sharks unable to do anything with their blaster. But now, it seems like Tiger Sharks have such a strong paint control right now, denying We Aquatic Little Creatures blaster this time around, as they just keep getting picked off again and again by Tiger Sharks. And even though We Aquatic Little Creatures managed to capture the point right here, it might not be for long, as both players on the team are just trying and at least contest this point right now.
And here comes the Aquatic Little Creatures, still a little contested here. They're still holding on to the zone. They're holding on strong too. 57 points remaining. There's at least one trade there with one player from Aquatic Little Creatures. There's 2 picks now from Tiger Sharks, and now it's getting a little closer. That lead is going down by the second, already down to 35 points remaining. There's Aquatic Little Creatures, and it keeps going down. We've got a few more picks, keeping Tiger Sharks staggered. There's the lead for Aquatic Little Creatures. This is going to be a huge opening if they can keep this going. Neon trying to get one player down, does. They're still holding on. Aquatic Little Creatures just this close to winning the entire set, keeping themselves alive, and they do with that triple. Aquatic Little Creatures seals the deal 4-1 against Tiger Sharks.
What a phenomenal attempt. Tiger Sharks had such a strong opening and holding, but we Aquatic Little Creatures just managed to hold strong and long enough in order to flip the table, flip the script, and keep Tiger Sharks on the back foot, keep them pushed back again and again and again, and just pretty much getting that. I'm pretty sure that was a 92-0 from their end, if I'm not mistaken.
And this is what I was talking about earlier. I mean, Tiger Sharks looks so strong, and I was thinking, okay, now this is Tiger Sharks holding on. I probably shouldn't have known what to expect, because Aquatic Little Creatures holds on for the rest of this one. And by the way, this is going to be a play all 7, I believe, so we're going to move on to the next few matches. We're going to move on to the next few matchups here, so yes, we are, but this 4-1 doesn't tell the whole story. I mean,
no.
Oh my goodness, how are we gonna explain this?
It's such an unfortunate score to see, knowing that both these teams, Tiger Sharks, had Weird Aquatic Little Creatures on the back foot for almost all 5 of these games. It's a 1-4 score doesn't do them justice, but it is unfortunately what they managed to end up drawing. And now the Tiger Sharks sitting at a 1-3 record, while Weird Aquatic Little Creatures are sitting at a 3-2 record, meaning playoffs are not guaranteed for them, but they have a definitely fighting chance.
Yeah, this is, like we said, Splatlanders basically have this unlocked. They're 4-0, they win their next match. I mean, that's undefeated see you in the playoffs, but Aquatic Little Creatures takes at least 1 win here. They've got 4-1 there, which is going to help out for any little tiebreaker nonsense. So this is a nice matchup, and this is one I'd watch if I still had another matchup against Aquatic Little Creatures. So if I am, I don't know, I'll have to look around here. But if we have any more matchups, I would probably look at this one and see what's going on, because now we're gonna move into some nice little play all 7 action, a CCA tradition. So it's gonna be tower control on Hagglefish Market, seeing what both teams come out with. Veckel's taking a while to think about it. If this is old school Purdue, I'm going to expect Splosher. No, I'm kidding. No. Let's keep it 10.
I mean, Exposure, you can kind of argue for tower control, especially on this map mode. You have the tents that you can just kind of hide on or on top of or under, so it technically isn't out of the play right here, but we're just exactly what these players are going to be bringing. Tiger Sharks bringing a lot more of what they are used to, and so are Weird Aquatic Little Creatures, except for the new addition of the sloshing machine.
And here comes, the sloshing machine. We actually see the Order Duels come out as well. Nice little change up of colors at least. But Tiger Sharks is going to have Retro with that Junior. We saw Rapid Blaster and a Headed. We've seen them pull this out before. So we're going to keep things going with another trade from both sides, as both teams currently hold a 3-3 numbers tie here. They took the tower, pushed it forward just a tiny bit. But you're going to keep things going for... Actually, not keep things going, because Pulver going to go down to a bomb. Nice little placement there by Retro with the splat bombs, as things keep going with about 4 minutes and 19 seconds.
As we head into the first minute of this game, Tiger Sharks are showing that they're just there's a reason why they brought it to overtime in almost every single game. But already, Weird Aquatic Little Creatures had a phenomenal set of specials to try and at least flush them out a little bit, taking just a barely not even sizable lead, but just a barely recognizable lead. But Tiger Sharks are, with getting 3 of Weird Aquatic Little Creatures, are already swinging the momentum back into their favor as they march onto the first checkpoint.
Marching on at the first checkpoint, it's going to be Tiger Sharks. currently holding on so far, but both teams still going down one player each. This game so far is going to be which team trades the least, because we still see a lot of picks coming out from both sides just like that. Retro doing a really good job here with that bomb placement. I mean, my goodness, great stuff here. As Tiger Sharks and Aquatic Little Creatures still looking to touch the tower. We got Electronic, got one touch on the tower, but both teams, it's worth noting that neither team has gone to checkpoint 1. Tiger Sharks getting oh so close, but neither team has actually gone on checkpoint 1.
And again, I want to point out something you mentioned earlier. You see the score 1-4. You would expect a game like this from a score 1-4. You know, Tiger Sharks are pretty much neck and neck with Aquatic Little Creatures this entire set, and just being able to match them like blow for blow and just keep them at bay as much as Aquatic Little Creatures have been keeping the aggression up. But unfortunately, with how things managed to pan out, the Tiger Sharks just ended up losing the pretty much coin toss-up for the games that they lost, and now it is showing that even though the score says otherwise, they are definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, again, the score doesn't tell the whole story here. I mean, we gotta remember, Aquatic Little Creatures is able to sneak in a little push there at the end of Robo Ramen Clams to get them to 60 remaining, which is huge, obviously. But now we've got a team with Tiger Sharks that, because it's 4-1, we don't expect it to be a Tiger Sharks close matchup here. But, I mean, look at what we see right now. Currently, they're all the way up to checkpoint 2. Aquatic Little Creatures still hasn't gone past checkpoint 1. This is lots of work here from Tiger Sharks, who's keeping this push alive. And that's a lot of longevity for a push from any side, especially with Hagglefish, how contested it could be. This is huge.
Most definitely. That second checkpoint, I would argue, is probably one of the most contested points on this map mode, because once you hit that second checkpoint and start creeping into your enemy's platform, that's when things start to become a scramble. That's when things become a bit more chaotic. You start to lose your core. You start to get overzealous and end up losing pushes and whatnot. So whoever gets that second checkpoint down kind of dictates the tempo of this rest of this game. But right now we see Aquatic Little Creatures are slowly pushing forward to try and at least contest that first checkpoint, but Tiger Sharks are doing a phenomenal job of keeping them out, locking them away, and just pushing them back.
Pushing them back, indeed. Aquatic Little Creatures showing what they've been able to do the rest of this matchup, holding those lockouts for a while. Here comes Veckel, and a lot of trouble has to go down, but Clover's still up, and Electronic's still up. Both of them trying to trade off on the tower, seeming to keep it going, but Tiger Shark just so good at being able to push these players out, even though Aquatic Little Creatures wants to stay resilient here. You can see him going down very quickly. There's actually Tiger Sharks now, 3 players down, 30 seconds to go, and currently it looks like Tiger Sharks is going to hold on to this lead if they can, but Aquatic Little Creatures has them currently a little pushback here.
Most definitely. It's very highly contested right now as we potentially head into an overtime scenario. Maybe, maybe not, depending on how this fight goes. Crab Tank going to try and get that longevity in, but no, it seems like it gets canceled out. As we head into the final 5 seconds of this game, I don't see a way. No! Where did that blaster come from? If they managed to sneak that overtime in right there.
Lucky, unfortunately, gets 300 off the tower. Someone's saying this is Sparta kicked off the tower. That is a funny little clip there, but Tiger Shark showing why that 4-1 isn't everything. I mean, this is still lots of awesome gameplay we're seeing from Tiger Sharks. As we head into Game 7 already, this is still an entertaining matchup, especially it goes to show how nice these playoff 7s is, getting the full taste of what all these teams have to offer.
Exactly. These teams are phenomenal in their own rights, you know. So you can't, even though Tiger Sharks are the losers here, you can't make them feel like they're the losers, because they've done such a good job throughout this entire set on keeping Aquatic Little Creatures at bay and actually putting up a very, very hard-fought victory for them. That even though the score says otherwise, it kind of got a little bit dicey for Aquatic Little Creatures. But as we head into this final game of the night, even though it doesn't count for anything, we'd be heading over to Humpback Pumpjack on Rainmaker.
Oh, I already feel like both of these teams are bringing it back to 10. I mean, this is. I remember Splatoon 2. If anything, if this was Splatoon 2, we would have also seen what a Stingray, and we also see Bubbles. Thankfully, and I don't know, thankfully is a little bit of a stretch, but it's not Splatoon 2. But I'm still expecting the 10 umbrella to come out from both of these teams.
I do want to say I'm pretty sure you were going to say thankfully we don't have to worry about Stingray anymore. But there is, if you look at how many updates we have left, or how many seasons we have to get through it left. There's a non-zero chance that we get Stingray returning in either the next season or the season after that for the final season, because we still have 2 more seasons of content to go through. So they could bring back another special or 2, and if they're bringing back specials, you know, what is left to bring back?
What's left to bring back? I mean, if our streamer has anything to say, it's gonna be Triggerfish, isn't it? Anyway, that's a whole different story for a whole different time. But I don't know. There's a lot to bring back, and there's a lot to offer from these next few seasons. But as far as what both of these teams have to offer, I'm waiting to see what we're bringing out from both of these teams, and actually what we're going to see, because both of these teams have been lockout heavy, and with a map like Rainmaker Humpback, I've always known it to be one of the more... Every match I see on Rainmaker Humpback, I've always remember them being highly aggressive.
Yeah, no, I definitely am expecting something like Bucket Blaster Tenna. You'll see those 3 weapons here most likely from these teams, considering how they've been playing them so far. The heavy edit might stay over the... Oh, actually, it might go over the pencil. These teams might be bringing pencil simply because once you set up on that second ramp, I want to say, you definitely have a very good sight line over the majority of the maps to sort of paint or just poke at and just be all around annoying from.
And we see what both these teams are going to come out with as we get into our final match of the set. Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track. Tiger Sharks opting for... The Blob comes out, actually. Ooh. That's going to be an interesting pick. We Aquatic Little Creatures keeping that tent and keeping the Blaster. Nice little pair up here as we see similar things coming out from both teams. The Thermal Link. Popular choice for all blobbing.
I want to say, though, technically I am right about my prediction of seeing a Blaster Bucket and a 10 Umbrella, so we got that at least. But already, both teams fighting over mid to try and see exactly what the outcome might end up being. And right now, Tiger Shark seems to be out losing into that outcome as we Aquatic Little Creatures cleared out mid and get ready to get this first push going.
This first push is going to go to... I might go to Tiger Sharks now because we got a few points from the Aquatic Little Creatures. So that's a first push for them, but we'll see what Tiger Sharks is able to do here as we see Lucky moving control Aquatic. This is going to be a bit of a weird matchup here as we see a trade go off. We Aquatic Little Creatures still holding on to the area right next to the Rainmaker. That's going to be at least nice for them to move around if they want to pick up that Rainmaker. The rain's going to make it a little bit more difficult, though, as we see all of them trying to maneuver around the rain. The Rainmaker is going to reset. Still the lead for Aquatic Little Creatures, but they do get 1 player down. That's going to start to slow things down for Aquatic Little Creatures, and we may start to see the aggressiveness we usually see from this map mode combination once either one of these teams picks it up.
Right, Tiger Sharks did manage to have a cooler up, so that trade from the Blaster wasn't exactly a horrible thing. But right now, Aquatic Little Creatures are standing strong and keeping their ground as they managed to deny any other points other than the first 2 points off of this for Tiger Sharks. As Aquatic Little Creatures are now moving to retake mid, are moving in to push Tiger Sharks out and try and see exactly if they can get their own push going.
And we start to see that Tiger Sharks is doing what they... starting to divide attention on both sides, or at least trying to. While we Aquatic Little Creatures, at least unfortunately for Tiger Sharks, Aquatic Little Creatures able to get the best of that there. We're going to have to wait for this bomb to go off, though. Here comes the Trizuka from way far. Aquatic Little Creatures still holding on to the lead, in fact, making it bigger now. Both teams going down to play. The pistol coming out with that cooler. You know, a big push is about to start coming in. We see both of them actually going forward here. That's going to be huge. 1 player down, 2 players down. Could it be 3? Yes, it is. There's a Blaster that goes down, and they've gone past the first pedestal.
Oh, but that blaster going down wasn't exactly the end of that push, as they had Tacticooler up and at the ready, and they're already contesting Rainmaker once again, as they're just wanting to keep this momentum going as much as they can. Tiger Sharks are in the danger zone right now, just one after another, and 3 down, a wipeout. That could be it, as we Aquatic Little Creatures are running forward. That snap up might have saved them. It's unsure right now.
Oh, and this is gonna be huge if they can get themselves here. A pistol so close to the pedestal, just needs to get themselves on top of it.
Oh!
Goodness, stopped at 1 remaining and a wipeout to end it there. But a huge push from Aquatic Little Creatures. Tiger Sharks stops it at the nick of time, much to the chagrin of our producers, who are probably looking at this and thinking we're gonna go well behind schedule here, as Tiger Sharks gets ready for another push, getting some paint down. Very good usage of the blob here. You can start to see what they can come up with here.
Yeah, one thing I do want to say about the current score in this game is the fact that in order for Tiger Sharks to win is that they need this is pretty much a practical knockout victory. In order to actually win this game, they need to get a knockout, but this is very difficult to do on this map mode, considering that final pedestal is right in front of your spawn. So as soon as you get a pick, you have to act fast and hope that they don't get respawned fast enough in order to contest your final dunk. But right now, we've got Aquatic Creatures managed to clean up that push, clean up mid a bit, and they're just gonna hold mid and play slow. They don't need to push as fast as they usually do, because they have only 1 point remaining. That's gonna be very hard to beat right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Aquatic Little Creatures, maybe the keys to victory here is to just let a pistol hold it on as long as you can, and just make sure Tiger Shark spends less time with it, as the pistol looks to be in a very dangerous spot here. Currently holding on against Neon. Can he keep it up there? That's going to be good for Aquatic Little Creatures. Now Tiger Sharks has to bring it down somehow. Probably just going to fall straight down. But Tiger Sharks has one more opportunity coming up for them. This game could head into overtime if they continue to hold on to that Rainmaker. 20 seconds left on the clock. There's the Tacticooler, which is now ready to go for Tiger Sharks. They're going to start to pop it. They've got two players down on the side of Aquatic Little Creatures. 8 seconds left on the clock, as we start to see what might be overtime, and one last gasp from the Tiger Sharks.
We Aquatic Little Creatures are converging on that Rainmaker, and almost instantly they just shut them down, taking this imaginary Game 7 into their name.
And that's the matchup. I mean, this is Aquatic Little Creatures getting pushes and getting huge leads when they need them. This is almost a microcosm of what has been this whole matchup, because Aquatic Little Creatures comes in clutch. Then we noticed it in Robo Ramen. We noticed it partially in Game 1, and that was more dominant than I'd like to admit. But that was a huge, and this is almost again another example of what's been happening this whole matchup.
Most definitely, and before we potentially get yelled at by the voices at our hand, as Nito mentioned earlier, we are running a little bit behind schedule, so we're just gonna go ahead and wrap up right now, as we can get our next game of the night as quickly as possible. So Nito, where can they find you, my friend?
Sorry, Nito Unused at find me on the little bird app. You'll find me on the Blue Sky, and you'll find me on Twitch as well on the rare occasion that I do stream. You'll probably find me in chat in a while. Where can people of this stream find you?
And as for me, you can find me at SPF_Dark, both at Twitter and Twitch, where I just repost a bunch of random stuff. I occasionally stream here and there, depending on my schedule, but you don't really need to worry about that. As long as you know my name, that's all I care about. So, before we get yelled at, don't go anywhere just yet, as we have one more game for the night, so stay tuned.